What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Lee Talks Tech back in the building, and I'm here to bring you guys everybody's favorite video on this channel for years, Nvidia Shield setup video time. So if you guys are interested, you got a new shield, you want to redo your shield, I got the latest and greatest software on here as of February 5th, 2021. It's 8.2.2, I believe. I'm going to get right into it, not waste any time. I'm going to go over everything with you guys so that you can get your shield set up perfectly. Now I'm going to be using the Shield Pro. If you have a 2017 Shield or a 2015 Shield, these settings will still work. Just when you go into your settings, you might not see a couple of the things like the AI upscaling that I show. That's okay. Just bypass that part and move on to the next. Everything else is still the same. There's just very few small things that are slightly different, but this will work for all shields. Whether you got a Pro with a little 2019 cube one, the cylinder, or 2017 or 2015, you're all good no matter how you slice it. So let's get started right away so we don't waste any time. Jump right into the video. All right, here we go. I just reset my shield completely to scratch, guys. So I'm going to go through the whole thing from the beginning with you. This is the first screen you see after you pair your nice remote to the shield. So I'm going to set it up right now. I choose English. Now, if you've never set up a shield before, you can skip this and enter your email address, password, Wi-Fi if you're using Wi-Fi. I do always recommend a Ethernet cable if you can get it. If not, the Wi-Fi on the shield is pretty good, so you should be all right as long as you got a strong signal wherever you place your shield at. If you're using Wi-Fi, try not to put it inside of a, entertainment center with a door closed or anything like that. Keep it out in the open so it gets a good Wi-Fi signal. All right, I'm going to set it up with my phone. But like I said, if you've not done this before, you don't want to set up your phone, it's just going to ask you for your email address, your password, so that you sign in with your Google account. And then it's going to ask you for your Wi-Fi setup if you don't have an Ethernet cable plugged in. So I got my phone, I'm going to set it up. Let's do it. So this is the quick setup. So on your Android phone, I got to open the app called Google. I've opened it and it says type or say this. Fine, I'm just going to type it because I have too many Google devices in here. And boom, searching for devices. Still says connecting. There we go. Verify the code is the same on my phone as it is on the screen. If I flip back real quick, you see right on the screen it says 4NYQ. I'm just going to flip back here and show you that on my phone it now says 4NYQ. So I know that it's correct. All right. Once you see that, you just say next on your phone, and it's going to ask you to connect to a certain network. I'm going to choose the one that my phone is connected to and say copy. And you pick your account if you have more than one on your phone, and it's going to continue to set it up. So it's connected to my Wi-Fi, signed in with my email, and now it says continue to set up on your Shield Android TV. So I can close that on my phone, and I'm done with my phone. I can put it back on the charger. All right, I got to accept the terms of service. Location, that's entirely up to you guys. Doesn't really matter. Live programming, it helps sometimes because it does have, possibilities as guides, but you don't really need this. I'll just leave it on. I don't really care. I almost always turn this off, but again, it doesn't really matter. It's just about how much info you want to share. And you can get better voice control of your TV if you want. I'm going to say continue. That's using the Google Assistant on the television. A few things you should know. You can find out about the privacy and all that. I'm just going to say continue. And I have so many Google devices that I do not want personal results on my television, so I'm going to say no thanks. And it's going to walk through the features of your device. So it tells you can get your apps from Google Play, you can talk to the assistant, you can cast to your television. So it has Chromecast built in. Then Nvidia asks you to agree and continue. You have no choice. You got to agree if you want to use a Shield, so agree and continue. Join Shield Rewards. I'm just going to say not now for the purposes of this, but using your Google account is cool. It's, no problem with that. I'm just going to say not now. All right. in this step right here, it's asking you to add your favorite apps. So if you have accounts with any of these, go ahead and click to add it. So I'm going to click on Hulu because I have a Hulu account. I do have a Spotify, but I don't listen to it on my television, so I don't want that. I do have HBO Max, I have ESPN, I have Showtime Anytime. But any of these that you have, I have Stars, I have Twitch, I have, what else? That's pretty much it. Out of those are the only ones I have accounts to. So I have 6 apps selected, and I'm going to say continue over here. All right. Now my Shield is up to date because I just updated it before I reset it. So I know we're good there. Gives you an overview of the controller, what it does. It's completing setup now. Give it a minute. There we go. Now I'm on the home screen. So guys, this home screen, anybody that knows the Shield already, it's familiar to, but for those that don't, I'm going to break it down for you real quick right now. Okay. The home screen here is very simple. Your apps are on the top row. Okay, always. And these are just favorite apps right here. You can hit a plus to add another one to your favorites, but this is what it gives you by default. Now, there's also other apps like Voodoo and stuff installed in here, Google Play Movies and TV, things like that. If you don't want those apps, Amazon Music, you can get rid of them, and I'm going to show you how. Your next row, all these other rows here are content from different apps. So this is Netflix because I told it to install. No, Netflix already comes installed. YouTube, featured by Google Play. This is kind of like a little bit of an advertisement one in a way. It's just whatever Google wants to put in here. You have trending on YouTube, and you have another that's recommended on YouTube. But I haven't signed into YouTube, so it's just giving me recommended from anything. It doesn't matter. I'm going to sign in and show you guys how to do all that. This right here is the first thing I generally turn off from the home screen. Now, to turn that off, you would press to the left until you get all the way here to the minus, and you're just going to hit it, and that's going to do that. All the way down right behind my picture here, it says Customize Channels. You're going to want to go down there quite often when you sign into new apps or add new apps to see what you can and can't add to this screen up here, okay? From here, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to my apps, and I'm going to click to open them, and we're going to see what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep, all right? So me personally, I'm never going to order a movie from Google Play Movies and TV. So I'm going to hold down the center button, and let me go back here real fast. I mean the select button right here, okay? Inside of this app screen, all right, you're going to hold your button down, and I'm going to say uninstall. Do I want to uninstall that? Okay. Okay, that's me. If you guys don't want to uninstall it, that's fine. You got to scroll back over to where it says apps, click it again. You should be on it actually, but I also don't use Voodoo. So I'm going to hold my button down again, and I'm going to go down and uninstall. I'm just making space, you know, things that you don't need to be there. So I open the apps again. Anything else that I don't want from here? I don't want, see now photos and videos, that's up to you. I don't care. I'll leave that there. I don't use Amazon Music. So let's see. Can I get rid of that? Yes, I can. Go down and uninstall it. Okay. So you guys get the idea. Anything you don't use, you can uninstall. All right. And you saw I added HBO Max, Hulu, Stars, Showtime Anytime, Plex. Oh, no, Plex was there already. Twitch, and ESPN. So those apps are there. So now it's pretty simple. Just the stuff that you normally use. Let me open YouTube, and it's going to ask me to sign in. And I want to show you how to adjust things on the home screen with this. So I'm going to sign in as me. It's going to show you now more personalized recommendations for your YouTube based on, you know, what you do. All right, so there we go. So now I'm going to go back to the home screen, and I'm going to go down to Customize Channels just to show you what this can do now. Because I've signed into YouTube, I can get a third channel. All right. So recommended, subscriptions, and trending. I like all three of these channels personally. I like to see what's trending on YouTube at the moment. I like my personal recommendations based on my previous watch history. And I like seeing the subscriptions that I have. They show new videos from your subscriptions there. So I'm going to leave all three right there. All right. Oh, look, Google Play Music. I'm going to actually get rid of that as well. And see that promotional channel? I turned that off. So you see, I can turn that on. And now it's back at the bottom. It's kind of dark. You can't see so well there, but it is at the bottom. Turn it back off. It's gone. I don't want that promotional channel. If you don't want Google Play Music, you just turn it off. Okay. Whatever you don't want, you turn off. You don't want Netflix, it goes away. You want it, it comes back. Okay. That's pretty much it. And when you see 3 channels listed under something, or 4 channels, or 2 channels, you have to click it, and that lets you get in there. So if you didn't want just what's trending and you only want your subscriptions and recommended, boom, you turn off trending. You want trending, you turn it back on. Pretty simple. Let's go back to my home screen, and I'm going to show you that what I like personally, as far as how this goes, you see how I like to put Netflix at the top. So if you press to the left from Netflix, you get this up down arrow. Click your center button again, move it up. That's usually the first one I have. And then I have my recommended and my subscriptions and my trending, just like that. That's what I like to see. All right, that's just the way I want it. But if you wanted subscriptions first, click this button again, move it up, click again, then you're off. So it's very simple like that to just set up whatever you want, however you want. Works out really well. Okay. Aside from that, let's go ahead and dive into the settings now that I've showed you the home screen and how that works. For the settings, you go up here to the cog on the right, you click it. All right, you have your quick settings, which you're able to customize, and I'll show you how to do that later. You got your network, which is however you're connected, device preferences. All right, let's take a look inside device preferences at first. This is your main meat and potatoes of everything in here. That's going to be your main stuff. Let me back out, show you the rest. Remotes and accessories. Right now I have the Shield remote paired. So if you want to add a Bluetooth keyboard or something, you can do that right here. If you want to disconnect Bluetooth, see, add Bluetooth, disconnect. You can customize the menu button, which is on the Shield remote. So you can make it do different things here. Short press, open settings, hold, open settings, and double press, open settings. So that's what it's doing right now. But you can do anything you want with this. Let's try hold, right? I can say AI upscaling demo, toggle side by side. I usually use that, all right? If you wanted to, you could make it open a specific app. Open your all apps view. Mute volume, open a quick setting, send menu command to an app, send long press menu command to an app, take a screenshot, open recent apps, close all background apps. There's so much you can do right here. Toggle AI enhanced upscaling on and off. AI upscaling, open the share menu, share recordings, share streaming, match frame rate, which is in beta, but that's a pretty good one. You can try to make it always match the frame rate of whatever video is playing. Start daydream, which is like putting it to sleep, and an input selector for IR. All right, so for me, I like the hold button to be AI upscaling demo. Short press, open settings, double press. I like it to be, where is it? Open all apps view. I like that. So now back on the home screen, right? Let's go back real quick. I'm going to press the menu button, and let me just zoom myself back in here. This is the menu button right here next to the power button. Okay. I'm going to go back here, and if I double press it now, I get apps. You could single press if you like that. So that prevents you from having to go, if you, let's say you're over here on the Play Store, you don't have to keep pressing left until the apps is highlighted, then press the center button. Instead, you can just double press and it's open. All right. Long press, it's going to tell me that AI enhanced not supported. On this screen, it's the home screen, so that doesn't work. And long press, no, I'm sorry, single press, it brings open the settings, so I don't have to go to the top. So I like that. Single press gets me right to settings. A lot of people might prefer single press to be your apps. It's whatever you want, guys. So double press, single press, you can do it all. All right, you can even single press on top of your double press. So let's go back into the settings now. And aside from that, this will take you into your apps. So you can see all the apps right here. You can go to see all apps. And you're even able to show system apps if you want. That's pretty much it. Now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes, the device preferences. That's where you're going to find mostly everything that you need to find. So we're going to click in here. This is the first thing I do on the Nvidia Shield without question after I've, signed into some apps maybe and whatever. I'm not going to sign into every app. I just want to make the video a little faster, but you sign into the apps you have, obviously. Go into About, all right? Go all the way down to the Build and keep pressing your select button again, that middle button, until it says you are now a developer. There, I got it. Sorry, it's behind me, but once it says you are now a developer, press the back button, all right? And you're going to now see another menu that was not here, which is Developer Options. I'm going to open Developer Options, and I'm going to go ahead and go down all the way until you reach the input section. I'm sorry, not the input section, the drawing section. And right here, window animation scale, transition animation scale, and animator duration scale. You are going to make these 0.5x, 0.5x, and 0.5x. What this does is makes the system appear quicker, feel faster, more fluid. So now, when you go back and forth in the menus, everything is much quicker. I prefer this. If you don't like it and you want a slower menu, leave it on 1x. But for me, I like my system to feel very quick, so I do this all the time. All right, we're going to go back into device preferences again. And that's all you really needed from About. Let's go to display and sound and check it out. So right now, my resolution is set to 4K, 60 Hertz. That's the default because I'm connected to a 4K capture card right now. HDR10 is ready. Here's AI upscaling. This is the first one. This will only be on the Shield Pro and the little cube shield from 2019. So if you have an older one, this won't show up for you. But leave AI enhanced on and leave it on medium. That's generally what I do. You can try it out yourself. This works on certain content to lower bitrate content like 720 to upscale it with some AI and make it look even better on your 4K televisions. That's what it works for. So, that's pretty much it. So leave it there. I like it like that. It will still use enhanced or basic on unsupported content. So you'll get the other ones when it's not able to use AI enhanced. So it's not like you're going to lose that. So you're good there. Let's go down. Power control, CEC. This is something that frustrates a lot of people, guys. With the power control on CEC right here, if you're turning your shield off and your TV is turning off and you turn the shield on and the TV doesn't turn on and yada, 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 you might want to turn all of these off, or you may want to turn them on. This is something you'll have to play with. But if you're having issues where your TV turns off when your shield turns on, or your TV turns on when your shield turns off, turn these off, turn them back on one at a time, and you will be able to figure out what works for you. Okay, but this is where that problem lies. The Shield also has an IR setting. So you can set up IR for a receiver or a sound bar, which is great. If you have one, go ahead and go in here and set it up. It's going to ask you for receiver, soundbar, home theater, AV system, and it's going to ask you the model, the make, model, and run it through so that you're able to adjust the volume of your soundbar and stuff right from here. This is where you would set that up. All right. Same thing if you don't have a soundbar, you can control your TV with the remote with IR. So you could do that here as well. That's what that's for. Now your advanced display settings. So this one is match content color space. I always turn this on. It automatically switches display between Rec 2020 and Rec 709, which is basically saying if it's HDR, it's going to auto switch to HDR. If it's not, it'll switch back to SDR. So I turn this on. It's not letting me. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, it blanked out for a second, but it turned it on. I turn that on. It will automatically adjust to the color space. All right, volume control. Fixed volume, use TV remote to control volume. I personally, so volume control, you can also turn CEC on for volume control. That's going to control it through, if you set it up for IR, do not turn this on, because now you're controlling it through HDMI and IR, and that creates a problem. But if you didn't set up anything in IR, You can try turning this on, and this will allow you, when you press the volume button on the Shield, it will send the remote through the HDMI cable to the TV, the signal to say change the volume, and the TV could change the volume. Now HDI fixed volume. So it says to control volume, enable CEC or IR or use TV remote. That's if you turn that on. If you turn this off, it says sound, disable Dolby Audio. Now, I don't want to do that. You want Dolby Audio, so we're going to leave that on. When adjusting volume with your voice, because you can do that as well, you're basically, if you say, TV volume up, it's going to go up 1 on your TV or 2 or 3, whatever you choose here. Lower volume when listening. So when talking to the assistant, the Google Assistant, the volume on the TV will automatically lower. I leave that on. And there's again to set up IR. It's also in there. All right. So that's what all those options do. System sounds is basically, hearing little clicks when you move around the menus and stuff like that. If you like that on, leave it on. If you don't, you turn it off right there. Now, advanced sound settings. All right, let's start with audio output. Auto is good. It will show you, oh there we go. I hung up for a second. Audio output. Apparently it doesn't like me being in here. It might be because I'm connected to, oh, no, that's what it is. My bad. Because I was on auto, it wouldn't let me do anything. So now you got audio output, HDMI, or auto. Just leave it on auto, guys. That's weird. It kept the, I guess I will just keep that setting. I'm just going to leave it on auto. We'll go back the HDMI grayed out. That's fine. Audio video sync. Now, if you're using a receiver, it's going to make a sound here. Okay. And when it makes that sound, if it's not right when the ball hits, as you're playing it through your receiver, you're going to adjust this. If it sounds perfect, don't touch this at all. Okay. We're going to go back. USB audio mode, high quality stereo, stereo or surround sound 5.1. So it says select the best mode suited for your audio devices. Use stereo if the audio skips or sounds distorted. Use surround sound 5.1 if your USB audio device has 5.1 device capability. You must restart your Shield after changing this setting. I'm going to leave it on high quality stereo. Play comfort noise on HDMI. It's basically to block out white noise. I leave that on all the time. Display a volume control warning. You can leave that on. It just lets you know if you hit the volume remote on the Shield remote, it will tell you your settings have this off. Use your TV remote instead. Dolby audio processing, leave that on if you have Dolby. If not, you can turn that off. Now here's available formats, all right? Leave it on auto. It generally, I find that the Shield is a great device at picking up what kind of audio is coming out. Like if it's Dolby Atmos, it knows that. If it's just a regular 2.1 stereo, it knows that. You can also tell it which formats to use. And this is all for surround sound. See, you never use surround sound, but I leave it on auto. I think it works best like that. Stereo upmix, I leave this off. This is causing the Shield to take stereo and upmix it to surround sound by itself. But if you have a surround sound receiver, it will do that also. So I take a little bit of the load off the Shield and just let the receiver, if you got a good quality one, it'll do it just fine. I leave that off. All right. So that's your display and sound menu. Now let's check out system. All right. So here's your quick settings. Now, if you look back here, you'll see quick settings are right here. So we're going to go back to device preferences now, system, customize quick settings. You can turn all these things on. Sleep now, restart, whatever you like, you can add here. For me, I generally don't do anything here other than maybe match frame rate now that that's there. I might put that there just to check it out. But that's about it. I just leave these things here. But if you like any of these other things, you can add them to your quick settings. So I added match frame rate. Let's go back to my quick settings and you'll see that match frame rate is also here. All right. Back into device preferences, storage. Okay. So your total internal storage space, you can transfer files to a computer using USB, transfer files over your local network, and mount a network storage, which is really awesome. The Shield lets you do this super easy. Let me see if I can mount mine. All right. See right there, it found my my NAS drive already. If I just click that, choose login type, connect as registered user. Now I'm going to have to input my user. So let's switch back to me for a second so I can do that. Let me just grab this there. So if you guys have network storage, it's as easy as just plugging in your username and password if the network storage has that. If you don't have that, you can ignore this section. It is connecting now. And I'm going to switch back to this real quick so you can see. Now it says I'm connected. And that's it. My network storage is now on the Shield, able to be accessed. So let's go back here and you can see internal storage, mounted network storage, one mounted. There it is, connected. I'm going to click on it and it's going to calculate everything, how much storage space I have, all that stuff. I can go into any of these and access them. Say 2.7 terabytes in public, nothing in smartware, 762 gigabytes in my HD home run. That's it. Very, very easy to do. The Shield makes it easier than any other device to connect network storage. All right, I'm going to back out of that now. If you plug in other storage, guys, let me just talk about this. So I'm going to go back on this menu real fast. Let's say you plug in an external hard drive to a USB port. That's going to show up right underneath the internal shared storage. When you plug it in, it's going to ask you if you want to mount it as external or internal storage. If you're using a USB 3.0 hard drive, a physical spinning hard drive, I strongly recommend only using that as external storage. Do not make that internal storage. It will slow your device down a lot. If you want to use internal storage, get an SSD like a Samsung T7 SSD. Matter of fact, I'll link some SSDs in the description below this video. The one that I recommend is the Samsung T7. It's a little pricey, but it's very fast and it will not slow your Shield down and you're able to install more apps. So if you're running out of space on your internal storage, get a Samsung T7 SSD, plug it in and mount it as internal storage. Then you'll be able to move apps to the Samsung SSD without an issue, and you'll still be able to run them as if they were on the internal storage because that SSD is so fast. All right, you can use any other SSD, but I've been using Samsung's since like 2015, 2016, and they've never like given me any kind of issue. So I strongly recommend them. I'll link the Samsung T7 below. All right, that's it for this section. We're gonna go back. Now, home screen. You have customized channels, which we kind of went through before, enable video previews. What this is when you hover over, say, a Netflix show, it can show a video preview of that show on the home screen. Enable audio previews. I leave these on, I like them. If you're doing YouTube though, and you're trying to show the Shield on YouTube like I am, I would turn those off just in case you don't want to accidentally hit that and then get a copyright strike. But in other cases, it's fine. So because I'm using the Shield on this computer and it will always be in this computer, I'm going to turn that off. But if it's on your personal TV and it's for your personal use, leaving them on is a nice little touch. For your apps, you can reorder apps and reorder games, okay? So this just means moving your apps to different positions. All right, let's go down to the games. Whoops. Reorder games. On the Shield, it comes with Nvidia games and Google Play games. You can just move them around. So whatever you install, let you reorder them in any order you want. This doesn't really do anything. It just shows you the licenses for these things. I'm going to back out from here. That's all you can do there. Customize channels, if you remember, was what I showed you before, where you can turn on different and off different channels. Play Next is up here. So customize your Play Next channel. I really don't like Play Next personally because like when I watch a lot of Twitch and it automatically tries to get me to continue watching things that I started, which is cool if it's on. But you can turn it off now. This is in the new update. This is good then. I would turn this off. So if I can turn off Twitch, I would leave Play Next on all the time. Play Next ends up at the top of your right above apps. It's the very, no, it's right below apps. Sorry. It'll end up in between apps and Netflix right here. Okay. Let me show you the home screen real fast. And basically it'll end up between apps and Netflix, right in between these two. And so let's say you have HBO Max, right? And you started watching a show on it and you're in season 1, episode 5, and you finished that. Play next is going to show you season 1, episode 6, so you can just get right to it from the home screen. It'll open the app and start playing it. So that's pretty nice. Now that you can customize it, I would leave it for sure. Okay. So definitely leave that on. That's new for me. That was not in the previous version of the software. That's awesome. All right, let's go back into the settings, guys. Back into your device preferences. So let's look at, we were on home screen, right? That's where we were in the customized channels. So sweet, we're good there. Everything was done in home screen. Keyboard, I wouldn't change this at all. It's the layout of the keyboard. Just leave that alone. You can change that if you need a Spanish keyboard or Arabic keyboard, stuff like that. But if you're in English, which you select at the beginning, you probably want an English keyboard. Your date and time is generally automatically provided by the network. But if you want to do 24-hour time format, you can change it there. Your language, which you set up in the beginning, you can change. If you want to get personal results in your Google Assistant later, and you set it up like I did, you would go in here to change that. Your screensaver options, okay? I generally just leave this alone except when to start. So if you want your Shield to stay on the screen for longer, you can change when to start it, all right? Your screensaver up here, you can use backdrop, turn the screen off completely, or colors. This is up to you. If you have an OLED TV, I would click turn screen off, because then you're not, using any electricity, and you're also preventing burn-in, all right? You can have colors, which will cycle through. Colors is probably okay for OLEDs too. It's not such a bad deal, but anything that cycles is bad. And then put the device to sleep after a certain amount of time. So if you start your sleep mode at 5 minutes, I mean your what do you call it? What's that called? Like backdrop after 5 minutes. It's like a backdrop of scenery, whatever you choose to put there after 5 minutes. That's fine. That means 15 minutes later, the device will go to sleep. You can tell it to start now, sleep now, stay awake when it's playing music. That's up to you. So that's all those settings. Location we set in the beginning, you can just turn it on or off. Usage and diagnostics. If we go in here, you can turn that on and it'll send Google the stuff. I turned that off in the beginning. This doesn't do anything. It just tells you that Chromecast is built in and what the version number is. All right. Security and restrictions, guys. If you're going to install apps from outside the Play Store, you're going to need to know this section. So unknown sources, any app that you install, certain apps will allow you to install other apps. You're going to want to be able to go in here and turn those on. So let's just say you install, something like Analytics. That's actually in the Play Store, the Analytics speed test. That allows you to go to a website and download an app. You can turn that on and turn Analytics on here. Once you've installed it, it'll show up. And you're able to turn that on, and then you'll be able to install apps from there. It'll prompt you from the app as well, so you'll be okay there. All right. Verify apps. Me personally, I turn this off because I do use apps outside the Play Store, and sometimes it will remove apps or not allow you to install certain apps that it views as potentially harmful. But it kind of says anything outside the Play Store is harmful, and I will be installing apps outside the Play Store, so I turn that off. Allow all Bluetooth. You can leave this all on. This is up to you, but if it's your own personal, Shield, you can leave your passwords on. Just leave that alone. Bluetooth LE privacy is good, and that's it. If you want to create a restricted profile, you can create a profile for somebody else and allow them access to certain things and not other things. So maybe for like a kid or something like that, you could do that from right there. Accessibility. This is all about people that are disabled having access, certain types of disabilities, high contrast, text to speech, talk back, and switch access. I don't mess with any of these things. Also captions. The Shield can provide you captions for just about anything, guys, and you can set it to whatever you want. So yellow on black, yellow on blue. This is good for like colorblind people to get certain things if you want as well, if you're partially colorblind. But it will display captions for anything that it's hearing. It will process that and display it if you need that. So a lot of people have asked me, like, when they get links from apps and stuff, and you're streaming, Where can I get captions from? Right there. You don't have to actually go into certain apps and download captions. You can get captions there. So that's kind of cool. Just think about that. All right. I'm going to leave that off though. High contrast text. You can try that if you want, but I don't mess with anything here, but captions is a pretty cool thing to have. Okay. Reset is to factory reset. You're pretty much done, guys. That's the whole thing. That's how you set her up. Those are what everything means in here. I'm going to back out one more time and I'm going to show you guys the Play Store real fast. All right. So in the Play Store, here's something to keep in mind. We're going to open her up and I'm going to go ahead and install something. Let's see. I'm going to show you how you can use the microphone that's built into this remote control. So I'm going to go to search. And you see over here, there's a mic. When you first hit it, it's going to ask for permission. Yes, allow. Now, if I hit it again, right? Whoops. Let's go back to the mic. Whoops. It's because I don't have any sound on this. I can't hear it. It makes a sound. I'm just going to try to get it. Analytics speed test. Weird that it's not showing me the icons. Might be having an issue with my Wi-Fi at the moment. There it goes. It's just kind of slow on my Wi-Fi for some reason. So I'm going to hit that, and I'm going to tell it to install that. And it's pending right now. Also, guys, when you first get in, go up to where your name is, okay? Where now it says Manage Apps and Games. You're going to see that there's a bunch of updates available. And for some reason, I don't know why, I always hit update all. It doesn't tell you. It doesn't update them automatically, even though you have do updates automatically selected. So it's going to update all these apps. You can stop it if you want. Other apps you've installed and other devices can show up here. All right. Other apps that I would install personally. I'm going to go back from here. And I'm going to go back to search. Things that are good. If you have an Android phone, I highly suggest an app called Send Files to TV. If you're going to use apps from outside the Play Store, this allows you to download the apps to your phone and then send them to your TV. You need Send Files to TV on both the phone and the Shield. And then you're able to click Send on the phone, find the file in your downloads, and click Receive on the Shield, and it will send it over. So let's get that. Send Files to TV. There it is. I'm going to click it, install, and that's going to be pending. I'm going to go back again. And the other one that I use is File Manager. I use Explore. That allows me to install the app after I have sent it from my phone. So those will install now. And go ahead and search for any other app you want that you would use, okay? See, I already have Hulu, it should say, and nope. When you tell it to install them, it's weird. It doesn't actually, it puts the icon there, but until you go to open it, it doesn't install it. So like I did Hulu, HBO Max, right? Now here, I have it through my cable company. I don't have to pay, so I just hit install. They were already there, but they weren't actually there. It's kind of a weird thing. Stars I also have through my cable company, so just install. I like the MTV app to watch certain shows. I install that. Netflix should, oh, this is one that should say, oh, it's still pending to install. All right. So that is, and pretty much what I use. I don't know why HBO Go is still here. It's been replaced by HBO Max, so don't install that by mistake. YouTube is already here. I guess it's pending an update. That's what it is. So that's how you get more apps, guys. And let me just show you on the home screen. I don't know why it's opening YouTube. Let me just show you on the home screen real quick how to add apps to your favorites. There's two ways to do this. You can either go over to the plus, okay, and choose one. Let's just say HBO Max. Now it's there. Or I can go over to the apps menu, which I can either do by moving over here, or remember I set up double tap, okay? And I can go down to, let's try Showtime Anytime. Hold your button down, the center button, go down and add to favorites. This is faster if you want to add a bunch. See, I can go over to stars, hold down, add to favorites. All right, I can go to Twitch, hold down, add to favorites. Simple as that, whatever you want to do. ESPN, hold down, add to favorites. And now, oh, whoops, I have to hit install on that. I hit the wrong one, but now all those apps show up here, okay? And if you want to reorder these apps, right? Like, I don't care about Nvidia Games being here. I'm going to now, from the home screen, hold the button down, remove it from favorites. So now I have Netflix, Prime Video. I'm going to say move, put it right here, okay? After that, let's go with HBO Max. I'm going to say move, put it to there. Whoops, keep hitting the wrong thing here. I think it's bugging out a little bit because it's updating stuff now in the background. Oh, I apparently removed HBO Max as a favorite. That was helpful. HBO Max. Hold the button down. Move. There we go. So you can set this up however you want. I usually put the Play Store at the end of everything. This is entirely up to you. Whatever works for you. So that's basically it, guys. This is the entire Shield setup, start to finish. Let me go ahead and bring myself over here. YouTube has changed their rules, folks. So I cannot show you outside of the Play Store apps on here. I do have a Twitch channel. My Twitch channel is called iGame Supreme. I will link to it in the video description below. So if you care to see a video on that, they don't last forever. But I am updating this right now on 2/5, which is February 5th, 2021. This video is going up. I am going to do a video today, live, because Twitch only does live video, of me continuing this setup. All right. I'm going to wait a little while so that this video is up and processed. I'll do it tonight, maybe around, it's 9 p.m. my time, maybe about 2 hours from now, 11 p.m., something like that, 10:30, 11. I strongly suggest you guys subscribe to my Twitch. If you don't see it live, that's fine. The video will be there for at least 14 days, and you can click on it and see how to install other things. But for here, I'm done. Stay supreme, guys. As always, I'll see you guys soon. Hope you enjoyed the video. Love you guys. Peace out.